earlier. Sometimes, as we know, we have to live in the flow and adapt to different circumstances. Excuse me. I guess everybody's been bothered in some form by allergies the past few weeks. The pollen numbers are like sky high. In fact, they said it was the highest recently that it's ever been. So that just, I guess it affects everybody in different ways. But just like I was talking about, we had planned on having Carrie here, and I know she had planned to be here, but unfortunately that fell through. So it got me thinking about, as usual, how do we just roll with this, go with the flow kind of thing. And it reminded me of Reverend Marilyn's book. And I know a lot of you have read this book. If you haven't read it lately, you might want to pick it up again. And it just, something I heard this week, it really resonated with me. In fact, it was a mindful minute with Alexa this morning, the morning meditation. And it confirmed what I wanted to talk about. You are a co-creator with the infinite source of the universe. As soon as you have discovered the spiritual and the physical natural laws, you will find that you have opened your conscious awareness to a higher level of understanding. Once you begin to apply this knowledge, you will realize that you can create the pathway of life that you desire. This knowledge is incomplete without recognition of the divine spark that lies deeply embedded within you. So yes, you are a co-creator with the universal power, the source of all. Remember that the importance is never in the challenges that come before you in life's journey. The importance is in the way in which you respond to each and every challenge. And don't we just know that, don't we? It's just, seems like you get on a roll and it's like just one thing after the other. And then people say, oh, it always happens in threes, it happens in threes. And then some of you can testify, it happens more than in threes. Sometimes you think it's just a non-stop, flood of one thing after the other, until sometimes you just, like literally throw your hands up in the air and you're not alone. There's always somebody listening, and you say, all right, enough. Like, how much do I have to endure? It's like Job, a modern day Job, take, which was also, recently in an Angel Studios movie, The Shift. It's like they took everything from this man. They just kept testing him and testing him to see how much he could actually take. He lost his family, he lost his career. It was just miles and miles of misery to him, and you kept thinking, wow, what keeps people going? What keeps them with that force? And that's what we say. Each and every one of us has that divine spark in us. And that's when you have to, like sometimes they say, you have to whip it off and show the big S on your chest and say, yes, yes, I am super, I can do this. In fact, I'm going to kill it. Not just ride through it along the roller coaster, but actually get on top and, like Leonardo DiCaprio, I'm king of the world kind of thing on the Titanic. Yeah, but it is what it is. So yeah, we do roll with it, and life does present challenges to us. So I read this article also recently, and it says they did a recent poll, and unfortunately statistic is more than a quarter of Americans identify as none when it comes to religion, meaning they are atheists, agnostics, or nothing in particular. And this is a new study. It says about 28% of U.S. adults are religiously unaffiliated. So basically it's almost like a third, of Americans don't identify as having a religion or belief system. And, it's funny because statistics also prove that people that have a faith system live longer, because they have this network of others of like minds, and they get together, they share their recitation of prayers or sing, psalms or songs, whatever, and they're with a core group, and they are healthier and they live longer. Well, I know it's funny because you say, well, nobody wants to go to church, and I get it. If you're off on the weekends, it's like you have very few days you can sleep in without having to get up and get dressed and deal with traffic, etc., etc. But I'm going to tell you, I went by my old parish last night, which is St. Joseph's on the corner of Alafaya and Colonial, and the parking lot was the same madhouse as always. And that's a Saturday night mass, okay? Sundays was even worse. Saturday night, you try, okay, well, maybe I'll try the Saturday night mass. Well, every space on the ground and grass and concrete and was taken up. And today, I bet you if you go by there, the morning masses, it's the same way. So I guess somebody forgot to tell the Catholics in America that, we're not a religious nation anymore, even though our founding forefathers obviously were, and based a lot of our laws and everything else on religion-based Christian, in fact. So, we've got little differences here and there. But back to what I was talking about, as far as, we roll with it, like Reverend Marilyn says, don't go against the flow, don't buck the system, don't be the salmon swimming upstream, just go with the flow and adapt, and you will overcome a lot of issues. And speaking of which, this is, part of how well we improvise, adapt, and overcome. So I was getting these text messages about Carrie not being here, etc., etc., and well, what are we going to do? Who will speak? And I thought, well, let's see, who do I know on short notice that isn't afraid to get up on the platform and shout out, spiritualism and all the glory of it and the benefits of it, etc., etc. So I thought, who better than one of my favorite Catholic people? So, Jerry McDaniel, come on down. We're going to do something a little different. Obviously, this is a casual atmosphere. Jerry told me last night at dinner that he would be coming today and attending our spring equinox. Poor Jerry. But he's brave, courageous, and bold, just like, was it Wyatt Earp or somebody? But anyway.
He killed a lot of people with the gun.
That's right. But no, we decided to have some fun with this. So I believe another saying is, old times, give the people what they want. Well, you know that I'd say the majority of people in this room come to church on Sunday because they want a message. I mean, they want to leave here being uplifted, moved, enjoy, company of others, etc. Have a great lunch, which there is a great lunch back there, and, all kinds of good stuff. But at the same time, my daughter texted me this morning, who I see isn't here, of course, and said, so, are you going to have to speak this morning? And I said, well, I said, I'm kind of waiting if Jerry shows up. I said, and then I'm going to ambush him. Yes, I do have a sharpshooter medal. One of the things I'm very proud of, that it was a competition between my husband and I all the years we were in the military. I had a sharpshooter medal, and boy, that just really, he just never could get that, and I had it. So, it's one of those things, but anyway, back to what I'm talking about here. Besides these beautiful prayers that I put for you in the pews, and if you would like a copy of one, we could probably accommodate you with our printer in the office. We try to have fun here. We get our message across, hopefully, that everyone's open and welcoming here. We enjoy new people coming in and listening to what spiritualism's all about. Yes, we do let Catholics in. I'd say the majority of us, we're Catholic. I was Catholic for, 50 years. So, nothing against them. It's just we tend to be a little more liberal in our thinking and open-mindedness. Which brings me to our other guest. Next Sunday is going to be Easter Sunday, and we have spoken about this, the celebration part of Easter, not so much all the intricate, details and rites of passage and prayers, etc. But, who doesn't love the Easter bunny or the Easter beagle, So, yeah, Snoopy. So, next Sunday, we will be here. We will be having our service, our regular scheduled service, but there'll be Easter eggs and prizes. We're having a coloring contest. I have these to pass out. We have materials back there if you want to do it here or bring it back with you. There will be rewards for the best. We will have judges. So this is the picture we're going to be coloring and bringing back. Also, there's an Easter bonnet decorating contest. But yeah, I guess I would suggest going to a thrift shop or going way far back in your closet or your mother's closet or your grandmother's closet and finding a bonnet and outrageously decorating it for Easter in line with this as well. So that's going to be a contest too. But the thing is, you're not eligible for the contest unless you wear the Easter bonnet. You can't just bring it in and say, this is what I made, I want to be judged for this. No, we're judging you wearing the Easter bonnet. So that's males, females, whatever you identify as. You can bring, your dog in, you can take a picture of your cat with an Easter bonnet. But as long as you come in with an Easter bonnet decorated, you'll be eligible. Prizes will be awarded. So we have this and the Easter bonnet contest going on as well. And of course, there'll be eggs and chocolate and all that other good stuff as well, celebrating that event. So back to Jerry. I'm not ambushing Jerry. I'm not asking him to come up with some, go out to his car and flip through his notes and say, oh, okay, I can talk about this, or I can talk about that. We are going to continue the service, but we're going to do a message service, okay? And graciously, I, as well as Jerry, will be doing messages. I'm opening it to the floor. If there's anybody else here that feels the spirit and wants to give a message, by all means, you know, just catch our attention. And because the vibration is very high, and it's collective energy, so we're not just, you know, hogging the platform like, oh, only I can do messages, or only Jerry can. No, you've been coming here a long time, and what do they say, you know, you're hiding your light under a something, basket or bushel or something, bushes, I don't know. But you get what I'm talking about. So if you feel so inclined, you know, just catch our attention, and we'll offer you, you know, the floor to give what you get, and that's basically what it is. So I'd like to thank everyone for still coming and participating. Poor Jerry had no idea he was going to get ambushed, but being the wonderful medium he is, I know that all he has to do is, you know, tune in with his peeps, and no Easter bunny intended here, with his peeps, and yeah, there won't be peeps here though. No. Not unless I'm going to use them to scrub the toilet or something.